Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is Sunday, so that means it's time for the Sunday sales update. We are going to go through the numbers, what sold this week, some of the stuff I picked out, why I picked it out, why it sold. If you're new to the channel, I am a fairly new reseller. I've been doing this for about 5 months now. The first 2 to 3 months I was doing it part-time. The last couple of months I've been doing it full-time. And just kind of going through the whole journey as we're working our way towards hopefully getting to a place where we're making around $2,000 a week in net profit. We're not there yet. We've touched it 1 week, but it's not consistent there. We have consistently been getting sales over $1,000 in net week after week, which is great. We barely scraped by this week. But let's go ahead and get into the numbers. I did decide this week to include Poshmark in as well, and I think I'm going to start doing that moving forward because I think it gives just a better spectrum of what I'm selling. It goes a little bit deeper into the items that have sold rather than just my top 10 of the week. It gives you a broader scope of what I'm picking up and what's selling for me. So we had total sales on eBay of $1,823.36. It was a net sales of $1,057.16, which is just over the mark, but happy we still made it. It is down 44% from last week, and last week was down around 35% from the week before. So we had a couple great weeks, and now it's kind of returning back to normal. Hopefully it will trend upwards as we get closer and closer to the holidays. Quantity sold, 60 items sold, that's down 7%. Average sales price is down a lot. My goal now is around $35 for average sale. This week was $30.39, so that's not fantastic. So let's go ahead and dive into what sold. First up, we've got this army jacket. It's just your typical standard military issued. It's a large short, which was kind of a funky size, but this sold for $25. Military stuff does pretty well. Next up, and you'll see a few of them, is American Eagle pants. These were women's size 00, which is not the most popular size out there, but they are the super high-rise baggy wide leg. So I look out for these when I'm out there. These things sell like hotcakes. They move. This one even had some weird writing on it. Somebody had to mark their own pair of pants saying size 0. But I put it in the listing so if somebody was aware. It's not on the outside, so it shouldn't be a big deal. They sold for $31, and they sold quick. I think I had these for a week or less. Next up is Polo Ralph Lauren. This was a Pima soft touch shirt. Every time I see Polo or anytime I see Polo, I'm definitely checking the materials. If it feels like a linen blend, like even Pima or cashmere or anything like that, I am checking it out. I'm going to look it up. This one had the flesh pony on it, which does help. It helps boost it up in the listings. So this sold fairly quick. I think I had this for about a month, and it sold for $30. Next up is another pair of American Eagle. This is another one of their models to look out for. These are the high-rise slim flare. They're also extra long, which those extra long sizes definitely help when it comes to American Eagle. I'm not sure about every other brand, but there's just not a ton of them out there listed, and the sell-through is really great. So these people probably can't find a lot in their extra long size in the actual retail stores, so they look to eBay to find them. That's why the sell-through is so high, and it's also a popular cut right now. Any of the flare cut stuff is selling really well. I think I had those for a week or less as well. This was a cool find. This is the Music of the Cosmos. It was a PBS show with Carl Sagan. I want to say 80s. It probably says on here somewhere if I can find it. 1994 that came out. So it's just, I guess, a hard to find rare album or soundtrack, and it went for $39.99. I think I had that listed for a day and it sold. So I might have went a little low on the price, but I was happy with it. I got it for 75 cents. This is a Trinidad and Tobago national soccer team football jersey. Vintage. It's got the cool crest on it. I think I paid $3.99 for this, and this sold within about a month for $32. Soccer jerseys are definitely good to look up. They're not all worth money, even some stitching flaws in there. But people want them. You know, there's big fans. This one didn't go international, so even here in the States, people are looking for soccer jerseys. Next up is one you hear me talk about a lot. These are Eddie Bauer First Ascent. These are the Guide Pro fleece line. So these are, probably the best ones you can find out there, the Guide Pro. They had a little bit of a stain on them there. You can see They still went for 37.49. These things go for 35 to 40 bucks on average. Definitely a good pickup if you see them out there. I think I paid 10.99 for these, um, which was a little on the high end, but still I got 37. I'll end up with like $15 profit, maybe a little bit more after all said and done with the fees. Next up, we have a Fair Tea sweater. This was a super nice sweater. I liked it a lot. The color is awesome. It's a rust-colored sweater. Fair Tea is a really good brand. They make quality products. Um, it was a very lightweight sweater. I believe it was just cotton, so nothing special, but because of the strong brand, it sold fairly quick for $34. Fox Racing. So this is definitely a bolo. If you see this stuff out there, I mean the t-shirts not so much, but the Y2K stuff for sure. The hoodies, I mean the hoodies are selling for 30 to 40, some of them even over 50 all day long. I had this for about a week before it sold. I've got another one I just picked up and listed. I bet it will sell within a week, especially if it's a good size. This Fox stuff is going well. Definitely grab it. I'm actually wearing my Fox flannel today. They make nice stuff. Next up is this cool vintage Halloween mask. I found this at one of the thrift stores for $6. I like to check out the Halloween masks. Some of these things are worth a lot of money. This one, not worth a ton, but you can see here it says Caesar 1994. So it was made in 1994. Caesar is a semi-popular company that made masks for a long time. I'm not sure if they still do, but these ones sell pretty well. I had this for about 3 weeks before it sold. It went for 35 bucks. Super lightweight, easy to ship. Definitely a good snag for, I'd say, 10 bucks or less. Next up, we have this LA Police gear. It's called the 3-day backpack. It's like LA Police gear is similar to like 511 Tactical. They do tactical gear. And this thing sold quick. It sold within a few weeks. It sold for $39.99, which was great. It looked, in my opinion, the condition was a little rougher. I don't know if you can see it. There's some blemishing in the fabric throughout here. Looks like these things sell for about $50 on average, but because of the blemishing in there, I listed mine a little bit lower. Well, I listed it at $49.99, but I always run for 20% off sales because the algorithm likes it. And it sold quick. It sold within a month. Next up, we have a pair of Ariat M2s. Not the best model to look out for, but they're still good. These ones are straight, so boot cut is definitely even better. They say relaxed boot cut, but I put straight in the listing because I think if somebody bought these under the impression that they were boot cut, that they would not be happy about the the cut of them. They don't look boot cut at all, but they were good size and they sold fairly quick within about a month. This is one to be on the lookout for. Not necessarily Duluth. I mean, Duluth makes good stuff, but if you see anything with 100% Shetland wool, it's definitely worth looking up because the Shetland wool stuff is higher grade wool. It comes from, let's see, it's made in China. I think it comes from either Scotland, but there's high grade wool from Scotland or Ireland, and I almost put fisherman knit, which might have bumped it up and gave it a little bit better premium. But since it was so kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of faded. You can't really see the heavy cable knit fisherman design on there. So I didn't put that in there. I just put cable knit. And next up we have, let's go down a little bit. These are brand new with tags. These were Ariat rebar, not like the M2 M series. They were, what is it? Yeah, it's just the rebar series. So these took a while to sell, which I was surprised. They're new with tags. They sold for $47.99. But I had these for almost 3 months, I want to say. So they sat for a little while. I was surprised for Ariat with brand new with tags, but I would still pick them up again. I mean, $12.99 into $47.99 is fantastic. I would take that. Next up is Outerknown, and this is the only Outerknown shirt I've ever found. Really cool one. They call it a blanket shirt. It's super heavyweight. It has like a blanketed material on the inside, around the neck. But this is a great brand to be on the lookout for. If you find this Outerknown stuff out there in the wild for 10 bucks or less, especially for flannels, these things are selling for 35, 40, 50 bucks. I got $50 for this one on Poshmark. That was a great find. Lasted about a month before it sold. Next up, I have these Ralph Lauren men's 100% camel hair. The camel hair stuff does well in the right brand. These pants, somebody might have ruined their pants for their camel hair suit, and they needed to buy replacement ones. That's what I'd imagine is the reason. I can't imagine you just want to go out and buy camel hair. Maybe some people do. Um, the stuff is really soft. It feels nice. But these sold for, I took an offer at 95 on these. They took probably 2 to 3 months to sell. I paid $5.99 for them, so definitely a great flip there. Next up is, you've seen it before, the HP OfficeJet Pro 7740. So I sold this for around $300. It went out in the mail, and then, let's see, and then in the mail, it got damaged. So it was working perfectly fine. I even took I printed this test page when right before I had it all listed and said and done, and everything was working well. When it came back, if I can find the picture, so this piece here was completely broken off. Half of the track was broken off in here. There was no damage to the box, no damage to the outside at all of the unit itself. It just must have taken a heavy enough fall for it to dislodge and break that. So it got returned, which was frustrating. So I filed a claim because I paid for the extra insurance on it because this was my first time shipping through FedEx. So I wasn't sure how the experience was going to be. It was a bigger ticket item. So I paid $3 and some cents for the extra insurance. So I did file a claim on it. I had to fight to get that claim approved. It took probably about a month, maybe 3 or 4 weeks to get that claim approved, and they kept asking for more details, more documentation. They wanted me to get an estimate for the print repair because they thought maybe they could just pay for the repair amount. I got the estimate for the print repair. Getting that part alone, this part here, like getting this whole system, the head, replaced and installed, was like $380. So I sent them that estimate, and they finally approved it for my shipping costs and the $300 or $295 on the item. So I got it back, and it was broken. So I listed it 4 parts only at $150 with 20% off. Somebody bought it within a few days, which I'm happy because that thing was taking up a lot of space. I was glad to get it out of here. And then we've got the #1 item of the week. This sold on Poshmark. This was a really cool find. My girlfriend was actually with me at the thrift store, and she spotted this out on one of the new racks and handed it to me. And she was like, "Hey, do you want this?" And I looked at it. Definitely something that looks nice, looks vintage. So I looked it up, and sure enough, there was a good sell-through on Cripple Creek, especially these style, almost like native Southwest style. Just a really cool vintage piece. And I had this for maybe 3 weeks. It sold for $144 on Poshmark. And yeah, great find, great flip. So that was it. On Poshmark, we did pretty well. I did just over 500 in profits on Poshmark, which is great. It's kind of where it's been trending up to. Poshmark has been slowly moving up and up. I had 1 week where it spiked to around 600. But it's been pretty consistently in an upward trend, and I'm going to keep including Poshmark in these videos moving forward because, again, I feel like it just gives you a wider spectrum of the stuff that I'm selling, maybe some stuff that you wouldn't have seen that maybe you don't know, so it'll give you a better idea of some of the stuff to look for out there. So overall, great week. I'm happy with it. I'm just hoping we keep trending upwards. And if you guys made it this far in the video, really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please like and subscribe. Helps me out a bunch. Lets me know that you are enjoying the content. And hope your football team wins today. I'll see you guys soon.